Well, the results are in, and as promised, the two nominees for Greensboro mayor are here with us in studio, having come ahead out of the primary yesterday and now advancing to November. We're going to be talking with them about issues that matter most to you. And in the interest of fairness, we're going to alternate who answers first on every question. To be clear, this is not a debate. It's a discussion about issues that matter to you and your family.
Moving ahead to the general election for Greensboro mayor are City Councilwoman Marikay Abuzuaiter and former Mayor Robbie Perkins. Abuzuaiter leading with nearly 40% of the vote, and Perkins behind with almost 7,000 votes, taking up roughly 32% of the vote. So depending on who won the coin toss is where we will start, and then we will alternate questions from there.
Yeah, so we handled that on the back end of things, and Mr. Perkins is going to answer this first question. It's good to see you, sir. Congratulations from last night.
Yeah, thank you, Megan.
Yeah, so you were mayor from 2011 to 2013. That was prior to the 4-year term limits enacted after your first 2-year term. That was a time that was a big turning point for the city of Greensboro. We were on the cusp of a lot of development. In this 12-year hiatus, what did you learn from your time in office? What have you seen over these last few years that have prompted your decision to run again?
Well, I've got a fresh perspective. I've been in politics. I was there for 18 years, 16 on the council, 2 as mayor, and then 12 years off. During the 12 years off, I was still heavily involved in our community. I worked on nonprofit boards. I worked within my industry, which is commercial real estate, to learn more about what the city needs. Now, we've seen huge job growth across our region, and I understand infrastructure, I understand economic development. I've been there on council and as mayor, but I've also been there as an independent business person. So I know how to make things happen in that realm. Because of the huge job growth, we've got major needs that have to be addressed now: housing, infrastructure, and planning. And those require a leader that can get things done, a leader with vision. I've got the track record to be able to produce for all of the citizens of Greensboro.
We're going to give Ms. Abuzuaiter a chance to weigh in on this.
Good morning, Councilwoman Abuzuaiter, and congratulations to you as well. The question I have for you is, you have been on City Council for many years, and now you're Mayor Pro Tem. What have you learned over the last several years, and what will you bring in with you as mayor?
I've learned that it takes a team to get things done, and that team can be your community. That team can be your regional people who come together. That team can be business owners. That team can be developers. But the biggest thing is making those relationships together. And then you become a team, and then you grow, and then you know how to move things forward. We've made massive production of making sure that Greensboro is moving forward. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years and years, and I truly believe our team has come a long way. There were many days back in the 90s and early 2000s where Greensboro downtown was a ghost town, or we had no progress going on, and then the textile companies left. And losing all those jobs taught us a huge lesson that we needed to focus on our community, the people that are here, but we also need to work regionally. I am chair of many regional boards, and that has helped me gain the perspective of we need to make sure that all of us are in this together, and it can only make Greensboro better when all of us work as a team.
Thank you so much for that answer, and we'll get more on the progress of downtown in a second. Megan?
All right, let's talk about downtown. Mr. Perkins, you said one of your crowning achievements in your time as mayor was the recruitment of the Tanger Center. Ultimately, it broke ground after you were already out of office. But what is your vision for downtown going forward? We have so many new businesses coming to town, so many new people, new eyes, new hotels coming up.
Well, you know, downtown is the heart and soul of our community. And frankly, we are not competitive with our peer cities in our downtown. Our downtown is perceived to be dirty. It's perceived not to have enough housing in our downtown. We have missed the largest single downtown housing boom that we could miss when our interest rates were low, when our construction costs were low, and we should have had the pedal to the metal, but we didn't. So we've got a basically an unfinished canvas downtown. So it's incumbent on the next mayor to be able to lead the revitalization of downtown, bringing our universities into our downtown, giving our citizens something to do when they've got time off from all the jobs that have been created. And we got to get to it, because right now we're not competitive. You look at Elm Street, and I talk to a lot of people. Yeah. People aren't coming down there because of the condition of our downtown, and it's been neglected.
Okay, Marikay.
So, Councilwoman Abuzuaiter, as we said, downtown Greensboro, it is always changing and evolving, and the city actually has more plans to make it more vibrant with GSO 35. As a council member, you've had a front row seat to see a lot of these changes. What would you say, in your opinion, has worked and what hasn't?
I would say there are many things that have worked. You know, I realize people go downtown now, they see all the construction, all the roads, but you know, Greensboro has evolved over the years. And if you think about all the road construction, that is all leading to downtown, and that is making downtown much, much better. We're, you know, redoing a lot of the streets. A lot of it was due to the infrastructure that had not been worked on in many, many years. And so we're having to replace the pipes underground. Many of them were 100 years old. So we wanted to make sure our water pipes, we want to make sure everything there. And you know, we have really worked hard on downtown. We've had ups and downs, yes, I agree. We had COVID for 3 years, I agree. Unfortunately, a lot of small businesses went under during that time. But you know, we are bringing them back, and we are absolutely thrilled at the new businesses that are coming downtown and the new hotels that are drawing people to downtown, because our housing situation downtown is starting to grow as well. You know, we've got apartments going up all over the place. And you know, that kind of leads to the road to 10,000, all the apartments and units and housing and single family and mid-level and high-level housing that we need, because the construction is going on. And this council has really helped move all of that forward, especially downtown, trying to make sure that it is vibrant and that it is looking good for those visitors who come.
Thank you so much for that perspective. Megan?
I know our time is coming to a close, but I want to get this in because it is a question specifically related to you that a lot of viewers are asking about. You are currently the marketing president of NAI Piedmont Triad, that large commercial real estate brokerage firm here. If you were to be elected mayor at a time when we are actively recruiting a lot of businesses, how would that affect your current position with NAI, and how would you manage potential conflicts of interest?
You know, I've got 33 partners. We're a pretty large company. We're headquartered out of Greenville, South Carolina, and we've got an office here with 25 brokers. We also have an office in Winston-Salem, so we're a triad-based company. But I'm going to still do my day job. But the mayor's position is, you've got to be a chairperson of the board of directors. The city council is supposed to be a board of directors. It's not supposed to be a full-time job, but I will treat it as a full-time job. It's just that we're supposed to manage as a board as opposed to micromanaging. So I think the culture over the last 20 years has evolved to where our city council has gotten active with the employee base. And we've really only got 2 employees. We've got a city manager and we've got a city attorney. And we have to manage both of those. And in my opinion, the management of both of those employees over a fairly long period of time has not been the best.
All right, let's get Lauren over with Councilwoman Abuzuaiter for her plans on her future.
Yes, Marikay, so my last question to you is about the plans for your future. So City Council has been your focus for so many years, and running for mayor, you gave up your existing seat. So what is your plan if the vote does not go in your favor?
Well, I'm not going to do like other people do and disappear. I am going to absolutely continue working in my community. You know, I have built so many relationships, and you know, I think that's very important for someone in that seat to see, to notice, to work with, because I can go anywhere and someone will usually recognize me. And it's not about the recognition. It's about working with people. I'm boots on the ground with the people, and they know that. But your mayor needs to work full-time on the mayorship, and that is part of it, is to be with your community and in your community. And you know, I would never ever stop that, but certainly I hope I can do it from that seat. So, you know, I will treat it as a full-time job, because truly, for a city of our size, it needs to be a full-time job. And you know, we have days and weekends and night commitments that a lot of people who have full-time jobs cannot fulfill. And I am very, very gracious that, you know, I have that opportunity. So yes, I will treat it as a full-time job, and I will stay in the community no matter what happens. I always have, and I always will.
All right, we want to thank you and Mr. Perkins for your time this morning. We will be right back after this break.
All right, I think we did get some more time. I'm hearing from my producers in the control room, so we can continue our discussion. I want to focus on public safety. You made a Facebook post that kind of went viral a few months ago. It was about speeding. It obviously hit a nerve with people. You said speeding, tackling speed limits is one of your top priorities. What are you going to do about that, and have you had conversations with Greensboro Police?
Well, you know, I serve on the Greensboro Police Foundation board at this point. So, you know, taking reference to me disappearing, I also was chair of the One Step Further board, Yvonne Johnson's nonprofit, for 3 years, and served on that board for 7 of the last 10 years. So actively involved in the community. The question about speeding, the little things do matter. For example, one of the things that I want to focus on is I don't like the way our community looks. It's got too much trash on the streets. We got to put a focus on picking up the trash. We got to put a focus on slowing people down around our community. The opportunity for folks to go 80 miles an hour on all of our major streets is there today, and we need to slow people down. We do that with traffic enforcement units. Those traffic enforcement units were taken away because of personnel shortages over a period of time, and we need to put them back in place. It's not a safe situation on the streets. The statistics show that.
All right, quick final thoughts, Lauren, with Councilwoman Abuzuaiter about safety.
I know you've made it well known that you're an advocate of heavier policing, and what other ways can the city make it safe for residents?
So safety is going to be a long conversation, so I won't go fully into all that. We'll do that another time. But, you know, talking about traffic enforcement, you know, at one time we were 120 officers down. We had to pull back our traffic enforcement units. You had COVID, then everyone started speeding. No one was following the rules. Luckily, we are now at full force on our police department, and I am proud that I led the initiative to get the police officers their raise. And, you know, now our traffic units are back. And public safety, that's all about relationships as well. And that's something that our police department is doing a great job of, building relationships in the community.
Well, I'm so sorry we have to head to the break, but thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.